Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Perfect timing on that one, huh?
Yeah. Maybe or bad timing.
Oh,
When you get a
no.
knock on your door for FBI, we can talk about it later.
I'll say, come on in.
Yeah.
I'll give you the documents I found in the garage.
There's no there.
There's no there. It depends on what your definition of there is.
Well, that was like yesterday at Rotary when the news person was giving the news and he was talking about how both sides are about the stuff. And I'm thinking, yeah, but one was president and one was vice president, has no right at all to have any classified documents outside.
You know what he's doing?
Or
He's
declassifying them at all.
keeping peace in the club.
Well, that's not how it works. We all know most of us in the middle, except for the two right and left people.
Yep.
And the couple, we know who those two people
We
are.
We do. That's so easy to find them. They wear these different colors.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I just look for them with the little hats on with the ears.
Yeah. And antennae.
All right. Let's see here. What's big news?
You said you had some good news.
Well, I have good news and bad news and normal.
Not so great news.
Yeah. So basically what happened is existing home sales, which measures closings of existing homes. That's not the new homes, but it's existing homes, came in down 1.5%, which if there's a space missing, it's because I ran out of characters.
Percent.
Yeah. So they're expecting like 3.4% decline, and they only got 1.5% decline, which
what have we been telling people?
So it's not as bad as people think it is.
Right.
And December, you got to look at annualized rates. So if you look at a year over year, sales are down 34%. Well, again, everybody's got 2% interest rates and they don't sell unless they have to sell. And this, the last 3 years, each year's been lower amount of sales because there's lower amount of inventory.
What?
Yeah, if you look at inventory, it peaked at 1.3 million in August, as it does every time of the year. Normal seasonal build and decline for the fifth straight month to 970,000 nationwide. And so they said it's a 2.9 month supply nationwide, right? And if you can, 4.6 is a normal market. Okay. But if you look at active listings, there's only 690,000 of those. The ones up here, what do I have before? Of the 970, only 690 was active. So if you look at it, there's only about a 2-month supply.
Nationwide.
Yeah, nationwide.
Can I sing the jingle?
Sure. If you want.
I don't want to.
Unless you're going to pay for it. Median sales price. This is nationwide. This is, 366,900.
That's a lot.
It really is. That means you can't really go many places and find a good house anymore.
No.
You're still, and they're saying it's 1% down. Remember, that just means they're selling lower price homes. That price home that was 370 is not 369 now. It's still 370.
Right. People don't understand it when you see those numbers that come across like that. And like you said, it just means we're not selling million, half, 2 million, as many of those properties, so it brings the median down.
Because a lot of investors are buying the lower price ones.
Exactly.
And that's what it is.
And they're buying like crazy.
Well, here, first-time home buyers accounted for 31% of the sales, which was up from previous report of 28%.
Right.
Cash buyers, investors, could be accounted for 28% of the sales, which is up 20, from 26%. So you have two people here really pushing: first-time home buyers, cash buyers. And then you have, everybody else who's left.
You don't, and the people that are left are leaving their 2.5% interest mortgage because of a job relocation or a family relocation for one reason or another. Right.
Yeah, I mean, people are like, I need to get money on my house. What? It's like, or this and that. They're like, wow. Yeah. So if you look, homes remain on the market for average of 26 days. That's up from 24 nationwide numbers. So 57% of homes were on the market less for 30 days.
What was the number of people that we quoted or you quoted last week sometime about not working? 89 million?
In the last 3 years, 89 million people stopped working.
Yeah.
And it's and that's a lot of it. I'd say probably 70% of it is guys 26 to 51
that moved back into the basement.
They just stopped working.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're not making money somehow. Maybe they're
influencers now on IG. Yeah.
Or I like mine better, but okay.
Just a gigolo.
That's right. I can sing too. All right. But the biggest issue, this is great news. The biggest issue though, is we're still having the Treasury Department came out yesterday and they, because of the debt limit was reached, they, were to avoid default, the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, informed Congress leaders that the party was going to, with a letter. It's not even call them or show up there and talk to them, but I'm going to send a letter. I wonder if she put it in the mail. Because I don't know if you know this, but you put in the mail in Modesto, it takes 5 days to get in Modesto,
to
but
go across.
It takes 2 days to get somewhere else across country.
Well, but it goes north and then it comes back.
Right.
It doesn't just go across.
And the reason I put this on the screen, because I know people don't always click on our video to watch it, but they can see what we're talking about now.
So extending a debt limit, is it akin or similar to, hey, we've acquired all this debt and
I'm going to get there.
Oh, by the way, I'm
going to get there.
Okay.
All right. So here's the key points that you need to know when you're discussing the debt limit. All right. Okay. Debt ceiling is an overall limit which debt the Treasury Department can issue, currently set at $31.4 trillion.
Can you
imagine? We're over that right now. That is just shocking.
Yeah.
That's just
we're a debtor country.
Well, it's because they got to do that Green New Deal stuff. So what the debt ceiling limit means is they allow government to keep borrowing more money for the gap between the taxes they've received, right, approved by Congress, and the spending. And that's, let's get in together. The biggest problem is between the House and the Senate and Republican and Democrat fighting over this. We do not want to raise. Republicans are saying we don't want to raise the debt ceiling. We want you to get your spending under wraps.
Right.
And that's the issue. And this is all going to come back to home, so you don't have to run away thinking I'm all political.
If you're going to show us how you're tying it all together.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So the debt ceiling is raised, because if they miss any of the payments of obligation, could cause markets to decline. I'm talking all markets, right? If we start doing that, it means we can't pay our debts. Nations who we owe money to, we can't pay them. China, right? I mean, that's where we owe a lot of our money.
Yeah.
I know Biden's been getting it back through his school, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
And this can affect, the credit markets. That includes mortgages, auto loans, and other borrowing costs, which is, big things.
Right.
The other issue is if investors don't feel that treasuries are going to be good, they're not going to buy the 10-year notes. They're not going to buy the 20 or the 30-year, and that's going to affect that. The treasuries won't rally anymore. Like the 10 years been coming down and it's like 3.5 or 3.4, whatever.
3.4.
And it keeps coming down. Once we were saying that's under 3%, we're going to see a huge change in the market. Well, if this doesn't get fixed and they don't, everybody's got their heels dug in. Democrats go, no, we want more money. And Republicans say, no, we're done spending.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting you on a budget. It's time to, and that's where our problem is.
Yeah. And maybe start paying something back.
Right. Well, we will eventually. But the issue is right now to pay the bills, they're taking the money out of two funds, right? So they're two special. This is something that they can do, and they've done it before, which if we owned a company and we had retirement funds in that company and we borrowed or took that money and then said, well, we'll pay it back later once we get more money, and we go to jail.
Right.
They can do it. These are the two funds they're taking out of the Civil Service Retirement Disability Fund and the Postal Service Retire Health Benefits Fund. Postal Service are going to go postal on this one.
Yeah, they are. They all got guns. They do.
In order to keep making payments, that's what they had to do. Boost. Eventually, the funds affected. I know I went over, but I just want to reiterate what they are. Right, that fund.
Right,
and then this fund here. But the issue is they can do this under the debt, and then once the debt limit is increased, see, they don't even say adjust the budget and work through this. They say if the debt limit is increased,
the three will be made whole with participants.
Right.
Unharmed. How's that going to happen? How does that really happen?
Because they pay for it, and
it's magic.
We raise the debt limit and give them money instead of cutting what we need to do.
Yeah, but
this is temporary solutions. This could go on for a while. This could go on till like June, and if it goes on until June, that's where we're going to have some major problems, and you'll have a government shutdown, default on payments, and then everybody's going to go, we're not going to buy any of those long bonds. We're not going to do that, and it's going to mess up our market. Again,
big time.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. Everything your government does can affect you in this industry.
Right.
And it's like, really? Everybody thinks nothing's tied together. Everything's tied together.
Yeah.
That's
why it's important to kind of watch this stuff.
I hope I did a good job trying to bring it together, but that's just, these are things
I think you did. I think there's probably some people out there that are a little confused.
Well, call me.
And you kind of should leave them confused so they do call you.
Well, not only that, but check into it. Is this the stuff you need to get involved with and call your congressman and call everybody and saying, what? Get involved. You need to get involved, and they need to know, hey, we're tired of this.
Yep.
We're tired of you guys messing with our, look at all the people laying off now.
Yep.
So many big companies are laying off 10,000 people. we are going to hit a recession. We're already in one, but we're going to hit another one.
We're going to hit a real definition of a recession here real soon.
It's going to get, if this keeps happening, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And that's going to help the rates. But if you don't have a job, you can't. Well, this is during the pandemic, right? We had really low rates and a lot of people took advantage of it. But then probably 30% of them couldn't because they got laid off. Remember, they weren't working or their jobs or this, and they couldn't take advantage of it. And that's where you might be in going down in the future, is when rates go down because of the recession. You might not have a job to buy. You might want to buy now because they're going to do everything to keep you in that home.
So you mentioned earlier, before you got into all these numbers, about people calling you and saying, I need to do a home equity line. And that's tied to a lot of people aren't really working, and they want to be able to have the availability of some cash, right? Just in case there's a big problem. Can you do home equity lines, or do you refer them to a bank or a credit union?
I do them. At first I wasn't, because I thought our rates were bad, but then I'm hearing like SoFi numbers and other companies are throwing these numbers out. I'm like, that's where our numbers are.
So same.
Yeah. Sometimes some banks will give you a discount the first year, but then it goes up the next year.
Right.
Yeah. So it just,
rates on a home equity line, or what's the other one that you always talk about? HELOAN are higher.
Yes.
Just because of risk, right?
Right. Because they get paid second.
Right.
Right.
What?
The first gets paid first, and they get paid. If anything's left over, they get to pick it.
Wait. Is that how the numbers work?
Yeah. First and second. First gets first, second gets second. If you ain't first, you're last.
Or you're the first last.
Right.
Okay.
But that's what you said, Daddy.
Yeah.
I was stupid. And I said that. Anyway, and those rates have come down a little bit because rates have come down, but they're still around 10%. When last year they were around 7 and 6, and then as rates went up, they went up, and people like, wow, those are high rates. And I was like, okay, it's a second mortgage. That's not a really high rate. A high rate would be 17 or 15.
Right.
Yeah, those are high rates.
Credit card interest rates.
Right. Well, credit cards are 22, 29.
Yeah.
And those, you'll never pay those off.
The other thing we got going on this weekend is I think there's going to be some sunshine. So there's going to be a lot more open homes.
I thought you were talking about the radio show.
No, well, I was going to get to that.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot more open homes. There's going to be a huge opportunity for buyers to go out with their agents to these open homes and preview them without making appointments, and putting a deal putting a contract into escrow, because you don't have any competition right now.
Because people are afraid. They don't know what to do.
Right.
Should I buy now? Should I wait?
This is the time. And we've been saying this for
a few months.
Since I started chatting with you.
Yeah, a few months. No, and the big thing is a big change is going to happen in May. That's what we're thinking. But if this debt thing will happen, they're just going to raise the ceiling. That's what they're going to do. They're going to cave and just do that. Which is, I want our government to get on a budget and stay on it, not one that they make up.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, and this weekend, I'm also excited to talk to Courtney Buford with
Buford T. Justice?
Simply Real Estate or Simple Real Estate?
Simply
Real Estate.
Out of Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, as opposed to Las Vegas, Arizona.
Yeah.
On their new home sales, because they have a lot of standing inventory. I'm understanding.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
So it's going to be, we will, but it's going to be interesting to experience a different market than California.
Because we keep saying that all the markets that everybody went to are having trouble, but the markets that people went from are not really having trouble. That's us. That's New York. That's other places.
Right.
Because there was still, the only way we were selling homes is when people were leaving. Right.
We had an opportunity because they put their house on the market.
Right. If they wouldn't have, we'd have no inventory during those period of time.
Could you imagine what prices would have done?
Oh man. Yeah. Be up.
You thought they were high.
66% increase in a 3-year period.
Yeah. You'd probably have an 80% increase.
200%.
Yeah. You've already got those people that were the winners in that market, that were bragging about how they won and they were able to get that property, that are now saying, "Oh, poor me, I had to overpay."
Yeah, but you won't in a couple of years.
You still haven't lost any equity.
No, you only lose if you sell, and then you're not going to sell because
wait a minute,
that 2% interest rate you can't get back, or 3% right now.
You mean if you buy a stock for $1.25 and then you're tickled to death that the value of that stock goes up to $75, and then
I'm sorry, $1.25 you said?
$1.25. Okay. So a real big gap.
Yeah, that's huge gap.
$75.
What, you in cryptocurrency again?
Basically, I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. And then the market crashes, and you decide to sell it at a dollar. Well, dummy, what did you do? Now that's the value.
Right.
Hang on to it. Let the value change.
Right. Yeah, people don't look at homes like stocks. So
no, they don't.
Yeah. But you are going to live there, and you are paying down your mortgage, and you're able, because eventually I have a feeling they're going to get rid of the way the taxes are right now. Like all the tax things are supposed to expire for middle income. That's pretty much everybody.
Right. Well, and they're going after that every single year.
Well, the reason is they're going to change that. Well, if you don't get, well, they actually said next year you're going to get $17,600 for your standard deduction, or the year after. Right now it's was it 12.5 or 15, whatever it is. Basically, between two individuals, you have up to $500,000 in when you can increase. When you sell a house, right?
Right.
Well, that's I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm going to go back to the tax part.
Okay.
So, if you're going to write off interest on a home, or do the where you don't take the standard deduction and you itemize, it's got to be greater than the standard deduction. Well, eventually that standard deduction, I have a feeling, will go away to where it's not going to be that much, to where you're going to need to own a home to write off anything.
Right.
That's what I was trying to get at. Sorry.
Yeah. And your MID, your mortgage interest deduction is
talking about Modesto Irrigation
District. Yeah, they got plenty of water right now. Is at risk every single year. At risk every single year. Your politicians, your elected politicians, your legislators are looking at a way to cut that out and get rid of it. So, again, call your senator, call whoever, and have a voice. Say, we're tired of this bullshit. Quit doing all that stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, most people don't write off their mortgage interest right now anyway, because they do take the standard deduction.
I know, but there are a lot of people that their mortgage interest deduction is larger than their standard deduction.
Right, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
So, and the mic's over here.
And that's all there is about that. Where's the mic? I'm the mic.
There you go.
Hello.
All right, so that's pretty much all we had today.
Yeah, it was a good week. Yeah. I think it was a real good week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even with some rains, I was able to use math.
Were you?
Uh-huh.
I think I might have. Okay, that's fine.
What did you do?
No, I don't know if their sound was off today, but I got to remember to fix that.
I thought we sounded good.
We always sound good in here. It doesn't mean it goes across Facebook sounding good.
Dirt.
Yep.
All right.
Everybody, make it a great day. Thanks for watching.
Enjoy the weekend. Go Niners. Oh, by the way, real quick. Again, I talked about it on Wednesday. I have crab feed tickets for the Mo Band. They're trying to raise funds to be able to replace the bench seating at Grisada Park in the musical stadium, and they're $75 a piece. It's February 4th at the American Graffiti Museum, and all you can eat fresh cracked crab. Thanks.
All you can eat what?
Fresh cracked crab.
So that doesn't mean they crack it right then and there, right in front of you.
You crack it. They bring out the crabs. You crack it.
So it's not really fresh cracked crab. It's
freshly frozen. It's mostly fresh.
That's right.
Was brought in that morning.
There you go.
All right.
All right, everybody, make it a great day.
Have a great day.
And have a great weekend. If you need anything, reach out. I'm around this weekend.
Me too.
All right.